The transformation of education begins with teachers. I will repeat the sentence because I find it so true and universal. The transformation of education begins with teachers. Luckily, although I myself am a teacher and a trainer of teachers, this is just not my idea. This is the theme of the World Teachers' Day for 2022. The United Nations showed their respect for the efforts teachers made in the crucial stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. By the way, the theme for 2021 was Teachers at the Heart of Education Recovery, and 2020, Teachers Leading in Crisis, Reimagining the Future. We can see what an amount of responsibility lies on the shoulders of teachers. Also, as the world is progressing rapidly, the conventional teaching has changed into technical, skillful, professional, and virtual education. During the pandemic, the schools, colleges, universities remained closed, and all the people around the world, children included, were depressed and scared. None of this destabilized the dedication and courage of teachers. Within days or even hours, they transformed their medium of education. The students and teachers had to stay home, and yet education never took a pause. The world as a whole really owes this appreciation to all the teaching communities around the globe. How do we do it? And at what cost? What are the steps that we take and what challenges we face? The topic of teachers' burnout was not very popular in our country before the pandemic, but the uncertainty, high expectations, lack of support and coaching leads to high stress levels and low ability to cope with it. It leads to emotional and physical exhaustion and lost motivation of the teachers, which, by the way, inevitably leads to lower student scores. Some years into the online, hybrid, back-to-school teaching, it is obvious that although stress levels may be high, the right support can help teachers be more effective in the classroom. By definition, stress is about what you feel when something you care about is at risk. When you care a lot, you experience more stress. If we can recognize the connection between importance and stress, experts say it will be easier to navigate the most difficult aspects of your job. Teachers, coaches, trainers, and experts share different approaches, and we could suggest a number of practice-proof ideas to try. We selected 5 key words with which we summarize the most relevant findings of teachers, neuroscientists, principals, professional development consultants, and coaches on the topic. And the first one is remind. Remember why you became a teacher in the first place, and it will help you change your perspective. There are studies that show decreased stress levels in teachers who were reminded of their initial motivation to take up teaching. Some teachers open a file with all thank you notes from their students and dedicate special time to read those reminders that we teachers are changing lives, perceptions, and influencing the future of young people. Some find time to play different games of gratitude, let's say, in their classes, and make sure teachers themselves also play along. Accept. I suppose we first have to accept that nothing we do in online learning will be the same as real school. When it all happened, we had no time to prepare, and still, even now, we have no time to learn new things. So this overnight shift to distance learning could only happen with trial and error. Teachers are used to correcting mistakes, leading, inspiring, motivating, tutoring, coaching their students. Admitting that we are not omnipotent helps. If we learn to expect our errors, even plan them and make peace with them, we would be able to keep going much longer. Plan. I'm late, I'm late, I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. If this sounds familiar, you're either the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland or a teacher. It was impossible to plan anything during school closures. There were so many parents calling at 11 p.m. and expecting an answer, and teachers somehow would feel obliged to answer, which naturally led to increased level of stress and inability to function properly. Experts suggest to plan ahead and stick to the planned time slots dedicated to different activities, which means not only avoiding answering calls or emails at night and organizing our day more efficiently, but also allocating some time to activities that are not job-related or family-related, the so-called me time. Number 4, move. Rigid shoulders, back pain, hurting elbows, vertigo, headache, heart issues, short of breath, these symptoms are associated with homeschooling, and they affect both teachers and our students. The most important reminder would be, don't forget your body. Being aware that we are not robots. And we need our physical exercise and mindful practices on a daily basis is a must. Even in real classrooms, introducing kinesthetic learning, like didactic games, treasure hunts and dances, will not only keep children happy, but also engaged. When online, think of different options, like putting a computer on top of a box on the kitchen counter so that you could stand while you're teaching, tried by some teachers, reported to work. And don't forget the students. They're younger than us and they do miss walking, running around and sports more than we do. A 3-5 minutes workout session to start the online school day is a verified way to have a good impact on further process of teaching and learning. And also tune in to the now. Try not to multitask. Think of the present moment as being the only one worth your attention, and don't forget to breathe. And since we're not only physical but also spiritual beings, we need to move our spirit as well. We need to tap into this aspect of our personality as often as possible. How do we do it? Well, creativity is always the answer. Find your own way of expressing yourself. Sing, dance, write, draw, and you will find the reward amazing. Listen. If I want to be heard, I need to be the best possible listener. This law applies to all aspects of our life: family, social, work. Listening is the essential prerequisite of any real communication. Dedicating the time and space to get to know our students, think of activities that help us build a relationship with them, will result in more cooperative, active learners. When times are so uncertain and unstable, we need to be more aware of the needs of both ourselves and our students, more present to our moment. It all pays back later. And just a quick reminder, never forget to listen to the most important person, yourself. So, going back to the very beginning, education as a whole needs transformation. And if teachers focus on the only entity they can control, themselves, and take better care of their physical and emotional well-being, have less expectations to be perfect 24/7, remind themselves why they have chosen their profession in the first place, so that they can stay inspired and be able to inspire, then maybe their students will do as they are taught. And we can expect to make the world a better place.